So here we are with a hard rock band, Humble Hero. They're gonna record a couple songs today. We're gonna do it live, and I'm gonna try to show you some of the recording techniques we use in the process. So come on.
She's in love with L. Ron Hubbard, and there's no place for me. She's in love with L. Ron Hubbard.
So the band's setting up their gear. We're gonna use my bass amp. Everyone's gonna be playing together in the same room using headphones, but the sounds are all gonna be isolated from each other. We're going to have the speakers for the bass amp and the guitar amp out in the other room. And that means that we can treat them all separately. We can get them sounding really tight. And if anyone wants to go in and replace performance on the bass or guitar or even drums, they can go in and they can fix it. We're going to run these long speaker cables from the amps in here out through the door into the next room. So that's what I'm gonna do now. So, really high-tech isolation room in here. Has some other uses too. Long speaker cable into the amp. We'll get the mic wired up in a minute. Home Depot indoor-outdoor speaker wire is great because it's flat. We'll go right under the door like that. I guess just go over the game plan, which is going to be very simple, straightforward. You sort of play the songs like you're used to at practice, and we record it, and it sounds good. But yeah, I was talking a little bit about that, is that everyone plays in the same room, headphones, and the guitar and bass speakers are out in the other room, so they're isolated from the drums, so they're more or less being recorded separately. If anyone screws up or wants to replace a part, they can go back and just replace their part without having to redo the entire take. Stuff like that. But I'm also like really flexible if we need to change it up, if we need to, you know, go crazy and use a click track or something, that's cool too. But yeah, I was just wondering if that was kind of what you guys were envisioning, was sort of just the live.
Yeah, but we've been, like, I mean, I knew I wanted to record over here, like, pretty much as soon as I heard the first work that you did with, like, Savage Hen and people like that. So for us, it's, like, it's very exciting to be here. It's not just, like, a throwaway, oh, we're doing this. It's, like, years in the making to get this done. So it's a very cool thing. So no pressure on you or anything, Ryan. It's, like...
Well, no, I mean, I remember watching your, you know, stand-up Facebook video, and I'm like, this is awesome.
That was our first show.
Oh, really?
It was our first show.
Oh my
It was
God.
a party
Oh, yeah.
at our neighbor's place. It was the only show we could get at the time.
So,
Did you want me to restring your bass?
yeah, kind of. It's
Yeah, I'll
been
do
a
that.
while.
Well, does a bass need to be restrung, do you think, for a studio session?
Oh, yeah.
It does?
I mean, it's rare that anyone actually does.
Right.
But especially with the stuff that you guys are playing, it's just gonna sound great. I mean, it just gets us so much more ahead of the game in terms of sound.
10 minutes.
Yeah, I'd say go for it, and then
Yeah.
we'll
Sounds
be
good.
ready to go
All right,
after.
so we'll work on that.
We just started doing the speakers, so let's finish that, and then we'll do the drums. So this Fender amp has the built-in speaker cable right here. Internal speaker, it says. We'll unplug that. It's actually turn the amp off. Yeah, and we'll just plug it in where it says internal speaker. I think the jacks are parallel, doesn't really matter which you plug it into, but we don't want the speaker going in here, we just want it out here.
We will. I'll try to do.
So, got these custom custom mic cables with this very thin wire that we're running from the Snake out under the door. Again, like the speaker cable, it's got to get under the door. So they're going to go kind of like that. We're going to tape them down, and then we can close the door. I'm going to try to close the door.
I'll have a chance to set the records.
Yeah.
Ampeg V4B, which we love. Just turn it on and turn it up. Sounds like rock and roll, so can't lose there. So extremely standard setup for electric guitar, Shure SM57. It's what you're used to hearing on a rock record, so why change it? It sounds great. Going up there, for some reason I use that speaker in the corner and try to get it about where the cone meets the dust cap. I'm imagining that's about where it is. But I don't know, about there works great. So for bass, we got this old yellow GK cab that I love. Always sounds great, every genre of music. And we're using the Shure Beta 52, just like totally industry standard equipment for this kind of stuff. Cool. That's sounding pretty beefy, and maybe we'll just tighten this down a little bit. Keep on going with that. That's pretty solid, pretty tight. I'd go with that, yeah.
Okay.
So, this snare drum looks pretty beastly. What is the brand on that snare drum?
It's actually a
Show it off here for YouTube.
Black Swan.
I know some people who
Black Swan.
Yep.
Aaron's friend Bernie there.
It's a carbon fiber shell.
Did you know that?
It was originally a concert snare drum that was found in a dumpster.
Oh my gosh, it's a one of a kind thing.
No, it was apparently it was ripped off somewhere, found in a dumpster, and I bought it in an Advanced Music in Burlington some years back, and put a new strainer on it, and it's a great sounding drum. It's, in my opinion, it's the cross between a wood and a snare drum, and a metal.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So I really like it.
Well, yeah, I'd love to. We're gonna get that on the album.
Yeah. So.
Each their own, right?
All right, cool. Let's mic it up and hear how it sounds. All right, so totally usual suspects. SM57 snare top. This one I like to use, AKG C451. A lot of people tape these to the top snare mic. It's a really common thing. I tried that for a while. It didn't really do anything for me, but at some point it ended up on the bottom snare, and I really like it on the bottom snare. It's kind of, I think it was on the top, and it was just a dark sound, surprisingly. And I thought maybe that would be good to like dull that rattly sound that you usually get from a bottom snare mic if it's a 57, and works great. It makes a really fat bottom snare sound. Put it in here a couple inches from the bottom of the head and point it away from the kick drum. Snare mic, I'm not a stickler about position, but I generally don't like it really over the head like that. I think you just get the sound of the surface of the head. I like it at least back here, over the rim a little bit, just capturing, I think, a little more of the overall sound of the drum. It's honestly getting boring how often you see these on toms, and now I'm just one of those boring engineers that puts these on toms myself, because they sound good. They sound like we're used to hearing toms sound. It's the Sennheiser MD 421 too. Got these nice short mic stands that work really well to get these over the drums. Just kind of make sure we're not going to hit the cymbal. Not too strict about the placement on these. Not too close, not too far away. It's kind of important how you place it relative to the cymbal. You don't want to angle it toward the cymbals. And you also want to put it in a good spot where the drummer's not going to hit it. But about like that. It's good, I think. Again, I think it's important not to get too close to over the head. That sounds a little less natural. It becomes a little too sensitive then. Your soft hits will be drastically different than your loud hits. Little distance is good. I think we're gonna keep it really simple and use mono overhead, which I've been getting into lately. You know, starting to think stereo overheads are a little overrated. You get so much bleed in your snare mic and stuff that everything kind of tends to pull to the center anyway. And I don't know, it just works great. With this band, we'll double track the guitars, so we'll have kind of the drums down the center, even the cymbals, and a lot of the guitars on the sides, and it'll work really well mix-wise. But if it doesn't sound good, we can always put up stereo overheads, go with that. So this condenser mic has a pencil on it, which is a trick that we use to reduce sibilance when it's being used as a vocal mic. As far as placement, kind of about 4 feet away from the snare is what I've been using, just out of habit, and it works, sounds good. As for like position and direction, I think probably just trying to get a balanced picture, an equal distance from each of the cymbals as much as possible, and probably oriented a little bit more over this area, over the ride cymbal, because I do think we're going to get plenty of hi-hat in the snare mic. So maybe we'll aim it at the ride cymbal so we get a good amount of ride for clarity, and position, kind of balance, equal distance from the crash cymbals. So that's our game plan. We'll hear it and we'll reposition it if it doesn't sound good. Yeah, so we're doing a mono room mic just to keep things simple again. It's a real cheap condenser microphone in figure 8, which is what I like to use for a room mic. And figure 8 meaning it picks up in front of and behind the capsule and rejects on the sides. So I like to point the side that's rejecting at the drums, so it's picking up the sound of the drums bouncing off the walls rather than drums directly. And I think I'm going to throw it over here just to start,
Maybe
just to kind of
technique though with your
avoid
that will do a
the
figure 8 as well as the cardioid.
avoid some of the guitar strumming and stuff in the room. The cool thing about this figure 8 thing is that the mic doesn't need to be too far from the drums to sound distant and get that big room sound. Didn't talk about the kick mic, but this is the real standard AKG D112 Mark II. Just gonna sound really great for a rock and roll band. It's getting a scratch vocal mic going, SM58. Just does the trick. Got my input list here. Can start wiring all the mics up. Alright, so the band is all playing together at the same time, and we want to capture those performances as completely as we can. So we're going to record their amps, but I also want to run direct line outs of the bass and guitar, just in case they have a great performance and we actually aren't happy with the sound of the amp. We can reamp it, or just we have some options from there. So I'm going to run out of their guitars into DI boxes as an additional thing to capture for this session. So we got passive guitar and passive bass, so we're going to use these Countryman DI boxes that are phantom powered and provide a little more signal. The guitar goes into the DI box, then runs straight through out of there into the tuner and into the amp. So it's just kind of seamless. They don't even know it's there. Captures the direct signal of their instrument. Alright, so last thing is I'm going to run headphones for these guys, and they go into these boxes that are from the broadcast world. Great thing about these is they have the XLR, and then they have a volume control right here, and they've got just an 1/8 inch jack there, so it's like one less adapter that you need to use. So it's pretty convenient. the other cool thing is that the outputs for all the headphones, I built them right into the snake box down here. So one less box I have to get out, or splitter, or adapters, or anything. Got 8 cents for headphones there, and it's all in one. It's really convenient. Gets us up and running quicker. All right, so this is everyone's got a headphone box near them.
Okay.
You know, you can just put it in your pocket or clip it on your belt or pocket or anything, and they have volume control on them.
Cool.
So
Sweet.
yeah, get comfortable with those. Fair warning, you're probably gonna have this clipped on, and then you're gonna get up to go to the bathroom or something, and you're gonna, you know, tear it right out of the wall or whatever. Don't worry about it.
I thought you were going to say someone's going to hear you peeing.
That is a thing, but we have the bathrooms downstairs.
Okay.
All right, can you guys still hear me in your headphones? Everyone have your headphones on? Jerry, why don't you just give me some really loud and low stuff on that bass? I want to get your DI level set, the max that it's going to go. All right, that's great. Now, Dave, give me some strums or some palm mutes, some loud stuff, just to get your DI level on your. Cool. I think it's sounding good. Strum that a little bit more for me, please. I actually think we could get a little more highs in there. So I'm getting my own headphones going out here so I can help these guys tweak the tones a little bit. His basic tone sounds awesome. I just want to get like a little more highs in it, just because I think we'll need it for the recording. Maybe it makes it a little edgy. And I think I want to try moving the mic first.
And one more thing as well, keep in mind that there's a treble on this pedal too, if that would make a difference.
Cool. Where's the pedal set right now?
Let's see. The high was actually pretty low.
You could also try throwing the telly on and looking for something that bites that will cut through.
That's kind of more what you were thinking of, right? Okay.
There we go. Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
Alright, so... Alright, where do you usually have your, I guess, your tone controls?
They just always stay right there, but you can do whatever you want to them.
Let's turn them all the way up. That's what I always like to do on guitar or bass, really, unless it's a specific part we want to make a little darker. But
Okay.
Yeah, it's just going to get the most signal out of it. Yeah, so I like to keep the tone all the way up, which a lot of people, they're like bass players that want to blend in. But when we're recording, we need all that tone, we need all that edginess, because you gotta capture a lot of mid range, a lot of bite on bass. You gotta like overshoot it when you're recording, or else you won't hear it in the final recording. Like when you think of it coming through on a cell phone.
Ooh, yeah, no, on a cell phone it's trash.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you need to capture some frequencies that are going to be audible on a cell phone.
It's like almost just annoyingly too much, and then you...
Exactly, especially when you're competing with distorted guitars too. You kind of need to be up there with the guitars.
Okay, yeah, sweet.
Yeah, so
whatever needs to be done. So
yeah,
that all
tone
the
all the
way
way up, and then let's just play with the blend of the other pickups. So play the part, and I'll just. All right, I mean, I think it has the fullest sound with with both pickups all the way on.
Okay.
So
literally
basically
just
everything
all the way
cranks.
cranks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then let's get to the amp and so yeah, play the riff and we're gonna start by really cranking the master on the amp. And then get a little more edge with the preamp gain. So yeah, we don't want it totally saturated. It starts to sound farty, but we want to like put a little edge on it that's gonna like compete with the guitars.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, that sounds pretty cool so far. I mean, honestly, I could see us playing with the Rat pedal, which makes this great grindy bass sound.
Yeah.
But we'll save that.
I'm into it.
Could you give me something through your scratch vocal mic? See if that's coming through.
Yes, I can. This is it. Hello.
It's radio voice.
Okay.
Hey now.
That's good for now. It's
Pretty good.
Hey now. Hey there. Hey, what's up? Hey, hello.
I'll try to get some levels just with a real beat instead of making you go through drum by drum here.
Okay.
Usually we don't put a ton of drums in the headphones because you do hear them in the room. But you just let me know if you're having trouble actually hearing the drums, and we'll get more drums in the room. Mainly, of course, got to get lots of bass and guitar in your headphones because the speakers are out in the other room. So we'll just make sure we're getting plenty of that. So I would say let's get you guys jamming on the first tune here, and might sound a little weird when you first start going. I'm gonna try to get the mix sounding better and better and clearer in your headphones as you go. So if you think you hear enough in your headphones right now to actually play together, then fire up that first tune.
1, 2, 3, 4.
She's in love with L. Ron Hubbard, and there's no place for me.
Okay, let me play a little bit of that back. I'm still thinking maybe we need a little more brightness on the guitar, actually. I love the tone, but like I said, I think we just might need to capture a little more for the recording. All right, yeah, so for a little more brightness, gonna move it a little more toward the center, what I'm imagining is the center of the cone. Just a subtle change. Yeah, so I mean, we spent a little while kind of laying the groundwork, but then it just sounds ripping and we can go from
Yeah,
there.
it's wild. And just I think just knowing as well that regardless of what it's going to sound like when we play it, that's what comes
That
back
comes out.
afterwards.
Yeah,
Very happy.
Pretty damn
Very,
happy.
very happy.
confidence, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very happy with that.
Let's do another take, and if there's anything weird with your mix, feel free to stop and we'll fix the mix before we go through a full take and everything. But other than that, we'll let it roll and see how it goes. Yeah, you know, that was great. You guys, you know, playing really well. I think, why don't you come in and take a listen to that, and it'll give you kind of some insight on what you might want to do differently, if anything.
I second that.
Jesus Christ.
Your guitar sounds sick. It really sounds really full. Yeah. Oh wow, that's good.
So guys, I got to be honest with you. I think I love that take.
I agree. It's definitely a usable take. I mean, how open to like suggestions and trying different ideas? Are you guys?
100% open.
Yeah.
Okay. And Mike, how comfortable do you feel about like trying some different things, some minor variations?
Sure.
If I suggest them. I think you could start out by going to the ride cymbal in a certain part. Call it the chorus. Or call it the B part here. Chord change.
Right there.
Maybe just flip over to the ride cymbal there.
For the chorus?
Yeah, just I guess we'll call it the chorus. Yeah.
Is that the chorus though? Is that the verse?
Or no, well, She's in Love with L. Ron Hubbard.
It's almost like that's the hook. So
That's the hook, that's the chorus, yeah.
But anyway, that next part where it changes to another part, I think
The verse, yeah.
I think it'd be a really subtle, simple way to signal the change of the part. So just to go to the ride cymbal there.
Okay. Cool. Sure.
In that case, that's definitely worth a take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And try it with the telly?
I think so.
How much of a pain in the ass is that on
Let's
your end?
let's plug it in and see if it sounds. If there's anything off with the sound, then we can just go back to the other one. But,
true.
but
Yeah.
let's hear the difference.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds great.
She's in love with L. Ron Hubbard, and there's no place for me. She's in love with L. Ron Hubbard, and there's no place for me. From the bottom of my heart, I'd never say that you could fall apart.
I really think you nailed it, man. I really do.
Yeah.
My day's done.
See you later, man.
So we just recorded 5 songs with the band in one day. Took 4 or 5 hours, and those were the live takes. Next step will be overdubbing the final vocals, doing some extra guitars, and then we'll mix it. But for today, I'd say we're done. See you next time.